Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, welcome back. This is your real gentleman, Nyabuga 55. I'm here. We discuss, we converse on something interesting, something intriguing. So, there is something, by the way, I have discovered. And it's something very, very obvious. And say it's something that it's very, very real. So, you as an individual, you cannot control what your fellow human being think or is thinking. What am I trying to say, by the way? So, some people usually have this mentality that okay, simply because this is my fellow human being, then I have this responsibility of changing or altering how this person is thinking. Let's start with the grown-ups. Remember, these people also have brains like you. They have got capability of reasoning and making decisions like you. So if you really believe that what you're going to tell them, it's going to change how they think or how to make conclusions, then that's so hard. So what I encourage is that for grown-ups, it's better you do your part. For instance, if you are trying to advise or give some advice to your fellow human being, number one, remove this mentality of believing that you are going to change how they think. By doing that, then it means you are going to eliminate the disappointment that is going to come out at the end. So what you are supposed to do is that just do your part. Give out the information or the advice that you're supposed to give. Then leave the responsibilities of decision making to these people, to the person you are talking to. You're part of delivering, you're part of assisting, that's through communication. You already have done it. So the power now of making decision, you just leave it to the person you are advising. Now that's for the grown-ups. For kids, it's a little bit different because these are people who haven't fully matured and their brains haven't fully developed. But still, you cannot control their thinking or their ability to make decisions 100%. But to a larger percentage, you can control. And the reason is because their brain isn't fully developed or matured. But the end goal is that you cannot 100% control the final decision that is going to be made by this kid. So that one takes us back to the concept that I was talking about of you cannot control what your fellow human being or your partner is thinking or is going to the decision that the other person is going to make. That's once you hold a conversation or when you just interact doing daily activities or normal activities. So let us look at it from this angle. You have seen pastors raising children, then these children turn out to be thieves. So let me ask you a question. Do you think the pastors do not do their role well as parents. That's why they raise children who are thieves. This is my observation. The pastors, they can do their best. They can do their part. They can instill what's needed to this child at the right time and at the right moment. But now, because as human beings, we do not have the ability to control what the other human being, despite being a grown-up or a child, thinks. So, when it comes to the end result of making a decision, it's up to the other individual. So the pastors usually do their best. They play their roles right. They teach, they instill good manners, good characters to the children. Of course, no parent wants their kid to be immoral or grow up in a funny way, in a bad way. But later on, once these children grow, because they have their own brains, now they make decisions on how they decide themselves. Vice versa is very, very true. We have thieves who have managed to raise children who become good people in society. Good people, I mean pastors, people who preach, people who give out their message that is helpful, people who act as role models to the other children in the society. That one still takes us back to the major concept that I started with. You as an individual, you cannot control what the other human being thinks, or you cannot control what the decision the other human being is going to make at the end of the day. So that's why, despite a thief being a thief, children looking at this thief, what he or she does, at the end of the day, they turn out to become pastors. Funny, right? But you see, instead of them being controlled by their parents who are thieves, they make decisions by themselves. And at the end of the day, they come up with their own conclusions. And that's why they become good people in the society. That's pastors. So, what do you think of this? That's my analyzation. And as you can see, it's perfect and it's very, very accurate. Maybe there is something you can add on my concept. There is something you can correct me if I have made a mistake, but I believe in this situation, I'm okay. So, what does this tell us? How can we conclude when it comes to the way we are surviving this world of ours? Just if you have got an opportunity to talk to people, deliver your message and let people be. Let people make decisions for themselves. So the end result of what you passed out there is not up to you. It's the person who received what you gave out that decides what to reciprocate back. So no blaming of yourself, because you usually do your part and that's it. It's hard to control what another human being thinks or decides to do in his or her life. So how do you think of this conversation? How do you think of this concept? So this is Nyabuga 55. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, Nyabuga 55 Academy, this is where ideas are shared. This is where we get to unlock, we get to expand our brains more and get to understand life more. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment anything that we have forgotten. Sharing is caring. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.